traveling to Liberia and want a shuttle service that is convenient, comfortable, and reliable? The name is LIB Executive Shuttle. LIB Executive Shuttle takes away the burden of commuting from the RRA and other parts of Liberia, as our fully air-conditioned vans with free Wi-Fi service perform the magic. Our services include luxury private and shared ride options, scheduled airport services, business or corporate travels, daily hired in and around Monrovia, including Kakata, Banga, Ganta, Buchanan, Freetown, etc. Our excursion packages include field trips to Sunset Beach, Patawi Waterfall, Wuka Farms, amongst a host of others. For more information, contact us on our USA numbers 001-301-750-1336 or our Liberian numbers on 0770-072-614. Better still, 0555-002-615, or check our website on www.libexecutiveshuttles.com. LIB Executive Shuttle, let us do the driving for you.
No, you tell send you better hire. A jala to say they swear you with a hoping business. When you pin a hard, you will die. In fact, a brother sir that you will pin the hard the very year, and that's the same quality pin and you will you. Marabibo, whenever you want to pin your house, so make a low jala new money so it can't fail. Use a Zeze quality pin. Zeze quality pin can in all color, even more than some rainbow. You can get Zeze quality pin as a pin the rail main road, Police Academy Junction. The open from Monday to Saturday, from so 8 in the morning to so 5 in the evening. Or you can call 0770-496-273 and 0770-496-274. Those are I tell you, when you think Zeze, think quality.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
All right, folks, good morning and welcome to the program. You're listening to the Costa Show, watching the Costa Show. Today is the 4th day of January 2022. The time in Monrovia is 7:30 a.m. The time in Delaware, USA is 2:30 a.m. And we're glad to be here. We come to you on a number of platforms, 6 in total. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and those are 2 video streaming platforms. And we'll also come to you on several audio streaming platforms, which means via voice. MyTuneIn, MyTuner, and TuneIn, and the website, and of course, SoundCloud. Good morning, Boga.
Good morning, Costa, and good morning to our many listeners here in Liberia and those. Bro, you're talking about YouTube. The last time I took up a time, I said, let me go and see what's happening on YouTube. The comments there too can be so interesting.
Yeah, but unfortunately, unfortunately, what happens is that from my end, I don't know what from your end, but from my end, all the comments are collapsed into one section. So I can read all the comments from YouTube. They're collapsed. They're all combined together. That's what I mean by that word, collapsed. Yeah.
Oh, wow. For me, the guys can be, the the last time when we last week on had our show where everybody started saying yes, Costa it is. So I took up a time. I said let me check on YouTube, and the comments there too were like interesting. People say yes, this is the best show ever. This is the best show Costa
Yeah, that's
had.
it.
And,
That's the
and
show of the 28th,
yeah,
December 28th.
yeah,
A lot of people have called me about that show that I did that day that we did, and those things I said. But anyway, Bwagai, yesterday I said there was going to be a colorful week, right? Eventful, colorful, and interesting.
yeah,
Yesterday, the All Liberian Party, well, they actually did it on the All Liberian Party took a decision to pull out of the CPP. During that vote that they took, they made a decision and instructed the party. And by the way, the political leader was not in the meeting. He did not have to be in the meeting. The National Executive Committee can meet and take decisions, of course, with the blessing of the political leader, but he does not physically have to be present. So our political leader, Honorable Uri, was not physically present in the meeting, but the party's leadership met and they discussed and they took a vote. And overwhelmingly, they decided to pull out of the CPP. That's number one. Number two, they decided to take legal action for what it believed, with which I agree 100%. And by the way, I will tell you where I stand on this particular issue of the ALP taking Alice Cummings to court. The party decided that they were going to go to court to ensure that they file a complaint against Alice Cummings and his Secretary General for forging their signature and for criminal conspiracy to commit forgery. And so the party did that. And so that's why you all everyone's talking about it today, because of course we said this was going to happen. Now, we didn't tell you this was going to happen. We told you that the ALP had pulled out. But if you read the ALP statement, they said they were going to take action. But I'm sure a lot of people took it for granted, because in Liberia, normally when people say something, even political parties, they don't follow through. But the ALP said to you in its statement that it put out, when it informed you that they were leaving the CPP, it said to you that we will go to court, that we have mandated our political leader and our chairman to take action, to go to court. Go read their statement. But then again, this is Liberia. People say things that they don't do, so nobody took the ALP seriously. They thought the ALP was joking. But this is what the ALP has done. They've gone to court, and they have had a writ of arrest issued for Alice Cummings and his Secretary General, Elisha Stoll. The ALP is saying that our signatures were forged. The signatures belonging to its political leader, Honorable Bernard Wilfred Ure, and the signature belonging to the national chairman, Honorable J.S.B. Theodore Momo. They're saying that's what happened. Our signatures were forged. We didn't sign this document. The document we signed was not the document Alice Cummings submitted. The signature page was pulled from the old document that we signed, and he added it to the one he altered and submitted. That's what the ALP is saying. Now, folks, we said to you, I said to you, not we, not Bwaka, I, because it was my position, it's not Bwaka's position. I don't speak for Bwaka, I speak for myself, because that's how we are here on the Costa Show. We may not always have the same view, and that's the beauty. I had said to you all that I was going to take a step back from all of this CPP nonsense. I said that, and I maintain that. And some of you were confused by it. You thought I meant that I was withdrawing my support from Joseph Boakai, which I will not do. And you should have no worries about that whatsoever. Now, but what I meant was that my supporters, all spread all over the world, had asked me, or had been asking me for a good period of time, many of them, with whom I'm in some modicum of communication, had informed me that they wanted me to withdraw from all of this mess, and they knew that it was unhealthy and it was distracting us from the real quintessential purpose of the Costa Show.
Sure.
So I obliged. After I took it under advisement, I prayed about it, and I said, well, this is not healthy. It was taking a mental toll, very stressful, psychologically stressful and all. And so we withdrew from that. But, however, the decision that my party has taken to go to court, to sue, the decision my party took to pull out of the CPP. Some people want to know where I stand. And before you even ask me, I want to tell you exactly where I stand. I support my party 100% for deciding to pull out of the CPP. I support it 100%. I don't need to justify it to you. Those of you who've been following for a while, you know why I take that position. The CPP is not working, was not working, and it was a waste of all of our time. So I support my party pulling out. Number two, I support my party's decision to go to court. In our country, the judiciary is not perfect. But if one feels that one is injured or has been injured or has been wronged at the past tense, ED, we have been wronged, not the adjective, but the past tense of the word, the verb. We were wronged, we were injured by the action, the sinister criminal actions or action of Alice Cummings and Elisha Stowe. The other parties may decide to take no action. That is their damn business. If UP takes no action, it is a damn business. We have taken action. I stand with the ALP. I support the decision, not because of party loyalty. I don't do that nonsense. I'm way above that nonsense. I support the decision of the ALP to proceed to court and afford Ellis Cummings his day in court. Let him go to court and prove that he is innocent. If he is innocent of what we all know he did, at least I know he did, based on the facts that are glaring, fine. The court will set Ellis Cummings free. But if he isn't, then the court will convict Ellis Cummings. So I support my party's decision. This is a simple matter. We went to court. Why is he complaining about it? Talking about yesterday he was on the BBC and somebody's trying to stop him from being president. Mr. Mayor, there's no pathway for you to be president. Absolutely no pathway. You have no pathway to be president of Liberia. None whatsoever. What does somebody tell you to court? Somebody not tell you to court? You can't be president and you will not be president. The next president of Liberia is Joseph Yuma Boakai. I know so. It has been revealed to me by many, many, many prophets of God. It will not be all the noise you're making. So at the end of the day, we'll go to the second round. Joe Boakai will whip Joe where you will not believe the Boakai. I know, I am so certain of it. I am 99.9% certain of it. I'm telling you. Because the reason I know so, I see the facts. I see the facts. I see it clearly. Or also, which is more important, the reason I'm convinced that it will happen, because guess what? Every single man of God who has told me everything that I have seen consistently for the last several years has told me that Joe Boakai is the next president. Boakai, you go to your Oma who can make donut for you every day, who can fry the donut. Yeah. So you can pass every morning to go to school, you buy a donut. Every morning you know that Oma can sell a donut, you know you buy the donut. You know every single morning at a certain hour, you will see that Oma selling that donut. What has happened? You have come to develop absolute confidence that Oma is going to be there every single day. Whether you got money, whether you don't got money, you know that by 6:30 in the morning, that Oma will be there with a donut. That's how you build confidence in people. Then, that is exactly how I have built confidence in these men of God. You see, Joe Boakai, he ain't got no money. He ain't got no real superstructure organization working for him. But God is the one pushing Joe Boakai. Do you not see it, Boakai? What is the man doing? Please tell me. What kind of political work is Joe Boakai doing, Boakai?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Let's be serious here. What kind of work is Joe Boakai doing? Except for those of us who are supporting him. Look, I'm telling you, Every single one of these people that pray for me, that tell me things that I see that happen all the time in my life, they've told me Boakai will be the next president. They are not Liberians. Many of them, Boakai, they're not from Liberia. They are Ghanaians and Nigerians who have never stepped foot on Liberian soil. Never. I'm telling you. I will go to them to pray for A, B, C, D. Then they will be telling me about the next president of Liberia, Joseph Boakai. So y'all be heading ahead. I know what I'm saying. You know, and the thing is, Boakai, I know what I'm saying. God is for everyone, that's true, but God picks one person at a time. And for 2023, Joe Boakai is the one. Every single one of these prophets, these men of God who pray, who have prayed upon my life, who have prayed for me, I've seen things, they keep telling me the same thing. Joe Boakai is the next president of Liberia. That is why Mr. Cummings, he has no pathway. Absolutely no pathway. And guess what? That's the reason why he's playing all these desperate measures. Offering money, $6 million, step down, support me, don't run against me, do that one, do that one. A lot of things are happening behind the scene. If you're convinced that you can win, why are you offering money for people to back down and support you? But we're not going to go into the details of that. But I can tell you this much. Nobody is trying to stop the man who's going to be president. Even if Joe Biden does not become president, then there's no way you can beat George Weah. Even if Joe Biden was not in the race, you will not be the one that will be president. So it's just so sad. It's not working for you. But as I said, I am not going to go further into this thing, but I needed to tell you the position where I am.
Okay.
I support my party. I stand by my party 100%. And we will win. And when we win in the court, guess what?
Yeah.
You can appeal it to the Supreme Court. That you're right. But
it will be taking up more time. It will be taking up more time too, Costa. It will be taking up more time from both parties now. The entire
you are mistaken. If Mr. Ellis Cummings is convicted in the lower court, he's going to appeal to the Supreme Court. And while the case is in court, if we enter election year and he cannot run, that is his business. It is not us. That's the law. Well, you got to take time from us. You're not take time from us. We are the plaintiff. We are the complainant. He is the defendant. It is he who it will affect. It will not affect us. What are you talking about? That is the law, my begin. It will affect him. It will not affect us. At 8 o'clock this morning, Senator Darius Dillon will be our guest. That's in what? 20. That's in a few minutes. Yeah. 16 minutes from now, Dillon will be our guest. So let Cummings go to court. If he wins the case, fine. Yeah, let him go to court. Now, folks, so that is all I have to say about this. I'm not going to speak to this again until there is a different development. But this is what I have to say to this matter. So don't get it twisted. I support the ALP's decision to go to court, not because the ALP is my party, but because it is the right thing to do. If I feel what Boakai has done me wrong, I should go to court. The judicial system is not perfect. We ourselves are taking a risk by going to court because we know the system is not perfect, but we have to keep testing the system. Boakai, we have to keep what? Testing the system. We got to keep challenging the system.
Well, you listened to Mr. Cummings yesterday on the BBC.
I listened to Mr. Ure too on the BBC, so we're not even going to go into what Cummings said, what Ure said, because the both of them spoke on the BBC.
Okay. All right, no problem.
So the both of them spoke. We're not going to waste our time going to that. I just want people to know that I support my party 100%. And because my party is right to take such action. Okay, that's what I wanted people to know. So Cummings was on BBC, Ure was on BBC. So 50-50. So we're not going to go to what Cummings said, what Cummings didn't say. Ure spoke, and I like what Ure said. So, you know, what Cummings said, a pile of lies. The same lies he keeps telling. Oh, we didn't do this. We didn't touch the document. We didn't finger the document. Fine. Go to court. Because now the court is going to take action. The court will summon the Elections Commission. who will know penalties. The court will summon the election commission and ask them, please show us the document that Ellis Cummings brought. The court will do that, but it will be interesting. Mr. Cummings has not appeared in court. He said he's going to go to court. They're trying to get a bond because they don't want him to go to jail. They're trying to get a bond. So when they take him to court, he will file his bond. If his bond is appropriate, the judge will accept it, and the judge should accept it. And then he will go home. And then the case will go on. You understand? That's it. And guess what? One of our lawyers is the father of Mr. Cummings' former chief of staff, who can be on Facebook defending Mariah Yakula's father, that teeny, tiny, skinny, frisky, insignificant girl. So it's interesting. He's one of our lawyers who can be cussing people. But anyway, that is it. We're gonna leave that. We're gonna move on to something else. Y'all don't get inside with your CPP nonsense. But my party's decision, because we are no longer in your CPP, that's my decision. I mean, that's a decision that I support 100%. And so I've made that very clear. We can move forward. Now, Bwaka, there is an interesting case. There is a very, very interesting case that came to my attention yesterday morning after the show. Listen to this. There is a case currently before the civil law court, the circuit court. Before His Honor Judge Peabody. And this is the case. Listen to this. A group of guys bearing the names Patrick, Honey, and Eric. The second guy, I only know his first name, Eric. I don't know his last name. Listen to this, folks. This is interesting. They have a case before the judge. The Financial Intelligence Unit investigated a bank account belonging to these guys. The bank account contains $250,000 US. $250,000 US in this bank account. Okay. And the money was moved from Cyprus. Cyprus. The same country, one of those guys who's on the run for money laundering is from Cyprus. So these guys, okay, they transferred $250,000 US to UBA. The money is in their UBA account in Liberia. When the money hit the account, the FIU picked up the intelligence, communicated with the Minister of Justice, and the Minister of Justice proceeded to freeze the account. They went to the court to get a freezing order placed on the account. Now the guys are trying to move the money out, but why did the FIU have the account frozen? I mean, the Minister of Justice have the account frozen. Because the FIU, the Financial Intelligence Unit, they investigate all kinds of financial crimes and money movements and money laundering, all that kind of stuff. That's their job. They're like the FinCEN of Liberia. The FinCEN is the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network or something of the United States. That's what they do. Now, listen to this, Bwaka.
Yeah.
These boys wired $250,000 from Cyprus to Liberia through the UBA account. This thing is serious, Bwaka. Money laundering is happening in Liberia quite a lot. When they move the money to Liberia, Patrick, Honey, and Eric, they have been represented by Councillor James Kume. I spoke with him yesterday. I did my investigation. Councillor James Kume is their lawyer. I said, man, you got to be very careful. The source of the money, Bwaka, it is reported. I have been informed. Listen to this. That these guys stole the money from a credit card company called MasterCard.
Okay.
It is an American credit card company. They stole this money from people's credit cards. From MasterCard customers. Those of you who are familiar with the credit card business, you know which, or you use credit cards, you know what MasterCard is. They are one of the biggest credit card companies in the United States. It is said that these guys, these Liberian guys, stole the money from MasterCard. That they went into people, they basically charged people's credit cards little by little thousands and thousands and thousands of credit cards. That's how they stole this money. 250,000 US dollars. They moved the money to this account at UBA. The financial intelligence unit investigated and found the money, proceeded to the Ministry of Justice, and had them place a freeze. Now, they're going to court. Yesterday should have been the case. To find out, now they want the judge to unfreeze their account so they can take the money out.
Okay.
I told the lawyer representing them, Councilor James Kuhlman, I said, counsel, I know you represent these guys, you're doing your job, but guess what? You've got to be careful yourself. These guys are shady at best. He said, well, Costa, you have a point, but they're entitled to counsel. I said, yes, they are entitled to counsel. They're entitled to legal representation. But Bwaka, if you were a lawyer, would you want to represent any kind of shady criminal? Some people, I know they don't have a court. They represent anybody, murderers, criminals. But so I told him, I said, these guys, where the hell did they get their money from? 250,000 US dollars to wire the money from Cyprus. Now the Horner want to withdraw the money from their UBA account. Can you imagine what? They want to withdraw the money. So now they're supposed to go to court. The case should have been yesterday, but there was some confusion with the assignment for the court date. So now they are waiting. I think it should be sometime this week. So the hearing is they want to have the freeze or the freezing order that was placed on that account. They want to have it lifted. They want to have the freezing order lifted so that they can get their money. Patrick Honey. Does anybody know a Patrick Honey? He's one of them. A Patrick Honey. The other one is called Eric. That's his first name. That really doesn't say much, but he's an associate of Patrick Honey. Now, it's not just one male. Normally, why would 2 or 3 men have one bank account? Does that even make sense?
No.
Does that sound legit? You and I got money in one account. We're not no real business partners. We're not engaged in any real business activities that people know of. But you and I have one bank account. And we got some kind of money in it that we're trying to get out. Can you imagine? What? I'm telling you, 250,000 US dollars. That's what the boys have in that account. And now they're desperately trying to get that money out. Desperately trying to get that money out. Tara Zelan will be our guest in a few minutes on the show this morning. We'll wait to hear what he has to say. That information that we received yesterday, Bwagai, on the situation involving those guys, those money launderers that have fled the country, the boys are not come back, Bwagai. I'm told every single one of those 10 banks in the country, they were moving money left and right. Okay. You can't name one company, one project that so-called investment group had invested in Liberia. Not one. Not a single one. They were just operating there, receiving money from criminals and moving the monies to bank accounts all over the place. Okay. That's what they were engaged in. Money laundering, period. That's the only reason why they were set up, to launder money. So yesterday I provided all the information. In fact, some of the folks, some of my American contacts said to me that they were already picking up chatters about it. They were aware. Yeah. So a lot of dirty stuff is happening in Liberia, Bwakai. I mean, come on. For example, did you even know that there was a group sitting in Liberia just laundering money, having an account with every single commercial bank? Well,
no.
I may not have known them by name, but I know there's still other groups in the country engaged in criminal activity, specifically money laundering. When the people steal their money, Buakai, they need, or when they make their money from drugs or from criminal activity, they need a way to clean the money. They can't, they need a way to clean that money. When the other people steal the money in Liberia, they need a way to send that money abroad somewhere to clean that money. That's where money laundering comes in. The American government last year, just around the end of the year, the US government had said that they're going to take serious coordinated action against money laundering across the world. I'm telling you. Yeah. So I'm told, these guys, these two Liberian guys, their account UVA, their account is still frozen at the head office. They've been trying to get the money out. $250,000 US. Okay. The money is frozen. Why was the show not posted on SoundCloud? Somebody just told me. Where's George? Let's take a few phone calls before Dylan comes. I want an answer.
It was posted, so I don't know what a person trying to say.
Somebody telling me it was not there. Can you let George speak to that himself, Waka, because that's not your area?
Yeah, he said the rest of me. He's the one giving me the information.
Okay, I'm gonna go check that and see whether this person's information is correct. But let's take a few calls before Dylan comes on.
All right, 886-010-383. The WhatsApp number for those in the diaspora is +231 888 624171. That's the WhatsApp number. So you can call it. We can take 5 calls. Then we take Senator Abraham Darros Delon this morning. So probably you have your position on the CPP and ALP and Mr. Alexander Cummins. Just make your point quickly. Then we'll take Mr. Senator Abraham Darros Delon. So call me 0770-102-102, 0886-010-383, 0555-102-102. Those in the diaspora can comment up on WhatsApp. That's +231 888 624171. So we'll take few calls. Like we said, the phone lines are now open. Please call quickly so we can have you through. And that will take our first caller here this morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. And where joining us from?
Thank you. This is Dawood. I'm calling for Central Town, Baga.
Welcome.
Let me tell you good morning this morning, and I don't know what time you have there. And we appreciate your efforts, and we also we support Babin to go to the court. And we all know that it's going to have a serious problem in CPP. And thank God, thank you. Then you see you can become president, somebody try to stop him. When you try to become president, let we see. And that one more on school, even though we want to measure that network name in our pickup platforms, but he trying to disgrace Babin, but he can't make it. Because Babin been doing for long time.
Okay.
And few people like Benjamin Stanley, they're trying to discredit Babin. They're wasting their time. And our time coming, all of them will be she. Because Babin is an educated man, he will not just wake up and go to the court because he feels like going to the court. He sees something. And he is number one person we encourage her to support and defend one brother. And I'm a loyal supporter of Babin because the man's a straight power man and straight person.
Thank you so much, my brother, for calling in. We'll have to make it 1 minute per caller. So coming up, and you will be live on the show.
Yeah, let them tell us their position on the ALP case. They have their right. So let's take a few more calls there.
All right. So the phone lines are open. Coming up, you'll be live this morning. We're still taking your calls. 0770-102-102, 0886-010-383. Those in the diaspora can call on our WhatsApp number +231 888 624171. Okay, so there's no. Okay, we have somebody on the WhatsApp number. Let's take this person. Good morning. I'm trying to get you through, George. I don't know. Wait, just hold on a bit. Trying to put you through. Good morning. Welcome.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm okay. Welcome, my brother. Go ahead.
All right. Costa, I try to call for I actually called for something different, right? I called you a while ago concerning some situation, and I needed you to help me. Do a fundraiser for one kid. Costa, when those guys heard that this kid was coming to your show, have you ever read a book called Deliver the Power of Darkness?
No.
There
No,
is
I
a
haven't read the book, but I heard about the book.
and the guy was like, "Who said that name?" When those guys heard that the kid was on his way to the Costa Show, they sent every big person in our county to pick up that kid. They sent every big person, every government official they could get to. They got to them just to get to that kid so that the kid would not get to Costa. You might not know. I thought I knew how important you were, but after that incident, I was like, we need Costa around for a very good time, a very, very long time. But thanks for everything you're doing. And Braka, you try to put a basket on there. So the same with basket. So sometimes when we come on and we miss the show, we can still do something like, put a little thing in the basket. Okay?
All right.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Let's take Martina Konate on this
Thank you, my brother.
line here quickly this morning. We'll take Martina, then yes. Okay, we just messed up on her. Martina, you have to call back, please. So we take few more calls. The WhatsApp number is there. Call and you'll be live. Let's take Martina this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Baka. Good morning to my leader. Good morning to our many listeners. Martina Konate, Costa Princess calling from Liberia.
Welcome.
But I
Morning,
thank you
morning,
for having me
Martina.
on the show this morning. It sounds laughable when I see people all on a leader like that little nightmare that I water dog Nick. I beg you, please. I'm apologizing. I'm begging you. I'm not even apologizing. I'm begging you. Do not even mention that water dog Nick me on our platform anymore. Some of them just fuck to you because they want to get relevance. They're sitting down in America, the entire American nightclub, they are mean set of people. All the money they get, all the work who fought in the country, which one of them donate? You know what, Major? We are president today. So we have never get Liberian war, but Liberian the whole war, but everywhere that they have refugee camp during the war, so we have visited Liberians there. Today we pay him back. It's just that one and another stupid idiot. He surrounded himself with so sick of things. Pretty soon he will apologize at church theater. And my stand with ALP, I'm supporting ALP 150%. Even though we know the court system in our country is rotten, but somebody must set precedent that history will remember them. So I support the ALP 150%. Then we go to court and they break away. I stand with them also. You bragging about being popular all around here. Then we know now who the man. Then everybody go on their own. The person that will lead in the race with George Weah, I know they will still come back to support our president because nobody will need to support John Weah for more ritualistic and secret killing. So we're waiting. If you feel that you're popular, nobody going to use their friend popularity to make unnecessary noise around here.
Okay.
Then the people that are popular go on their own. We that supporting JMP, we are not popular. Then we go on our own. So
All
we
right.
will know come Stone on the TV. Thank you, Baka, for having me.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Bwaga. No more calls there. We have the senator on. Senator Darius Dillon has joined us this morning. Senator Dillon, Happy New Year to you.
Thank you, Henry. Happy
Good.
New Year.
We wish you the same. We wish you the
Thank
same.
you. Happy New Year, Bwaga.
Yeah, thank you, Senator.
I like your background, Bwaga. You look good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A brand new year, Senator. Brand new year. What is your agenda for the new year, 2022?
Well, we first gave God the glory. Let me say Happy New Year to Liberians home and abroad following your podcast this morning. We gave God the glory. God is good. 2021 is behind us. There are memory we want to bring into 2022 to improve on. There are some we want to do better. There are some we will leave in 2021 because there was nothing to bring forward. 2022 is going to be a very interesting year in this country. 2022, I'm going to be more focused on being senator. 2022, I'm going to be more focused on being a more robust senator, being the Darius Dillon that the Liberian people came to appreciate and 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 trust with their hopes and aspirations. We all together. 2022 promises to be a very interesting year.
Very, very good. Um, we look forward to that, to the light shining even brighter than it has shown since the light came on. So there are lots of things that will be before the Senate. The Senate have put several things on hold and went for their break. And the Senate has the Senate returned yet?
No, formally we'll be returning on Monday, which is the second Monday in January.
Good. So
Yeah.
what immediate pressing matters that are going to be before the Senate, and where do you stand on those matters? Let's look at it step by step. The Senate said they will look at the budget when they return. They will look at the ArcelorMittal controversial extension deal when they return. Where do you stand on those two particular issues?
Well, the budget is the most important tool that is passed annually by the legislature. And so upon our return, we'll start to tackle the budget. As for ArcelorMittal deal, the legislature in effect has rejected the deal already. Not because we don't want the investment, but because it was renegotiated, the extended version that was sent to us for our approval is just bad. And all the other legislative thing about House passing with amendments, the House got no authority to tamper with a ratification document. You either vote yes, that you agree everything, or you vote no, and note your concerns as to why you voted no and send it back to the people who originally negotiated and signed. Because a ratified document is a document already signed and agreed between two parties. The legislature is not party to the document. Ratification is like Boaka and I agree on something, we sign our document and we bring it to you to attest it. When you are testing it, you either attest it because you agree fully with what is contained therein, or you say, no, I can't attest the document. Either you remove something or put something there before I can attest it. You yourself directly cannot do any change to the document. So the legislature directly cannot do any change to that document. And so in effect, by the action of the House, the extended version has been rejected. And I want to believe on good grounds. And the Senate saw a fit to just put that down until we return from our break, and we'll take similar action. But it's good to note as to why you're saying no, so that you can send it back to the parties to review and negotiate. And then after, what your concerns, if your concerns have been addressed, the two parties address them, send it back to you for you to ratify in keeping with ratification protocol. So in effect, the ArcelorMittal deal has been rejected by the legislature. As for the budget, it's going to be interesting times at the legislature, Henry. I don't intend to be dramatic. I don't intend to appeal to sentiment. I simply intend to do my work. That budget is bad. We got to tear it apart. We got to put it in proper perspective. And we got to ensure that we do appropriate appropriations to institutions and sectors of government that require funding. And a whole lot. There are things in our budget.
So very controversial allotments, like $1.2 million total going to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I mean,
I don't know why. I don't know why I will approve a budget that gives Madam Sirleaf's private foundation all that money.
Reach, Senator, she knows people. She knows billionaires and friends all over the world. She does not.
Yeah, and not only that. And not only that, I don't know why I would give Madam Sirleaf a foundation $1 million. About $500,000 more than what I would give to fire service.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
I don't understand why I would give Madam Sirleaf a foundation $1.5 million when the amount allotted by the executive for the National Disaster Relief Agency is far less. We will have all this natural disaster with sea erosion, fire disaster, storm and rain, and and flood and all that stuff. where the national institutions are supposed to be intervening through national support, and then we're giving individuals. No, that budget is my concern also. How does a Liberian doing business benefit from the budget by providing goods and services? And
Linkages, local
I'm going to
content.
be fine. I'm going to be making a case. If you look at the budget right now, only foreigners who doing business in Liberia are looking at our budget to look at the entire government to say, this year, the entire government, the legislature, the executive, the judiciary, the entire budget line for stationery, for instance, say it's 2 million. Only a foreigner doing business in stationery is going to get $2 million.
Some kind of Indian person.
Correct. Which Liberian companies can we contract to supply us $2 million worth of stationery, and we pay them? If they don't have the capacity, we can do pre-finance, and then what happens when you do that? By the end of the budget year, 1 or 2 Liberians will be millionaire out of the budget by providing goods and services to
every year.
Country.
Yes, every year.
But then next year, you don't need a pre-finance because that person will have the capacity to import already and be ready to supply government. And when you do that, that 1 or 2 Liberian-owned businesses that are doing dealing in stationery and other supplies will expand their business. And the more expanded the business is, there's room for employment of more Liberians. Which Liberian company, the government will buy cars? How much it costs government to purchase cars, including for lawmakers this year? It will say, for instance, we're spending $10 million. Only foreigners that are importing cars are looking at that $10 million waiting to receive it. No Liberian-owned company has the capacity. If they don't have the capacity, can we capacitate them? So I'm looking at this budget from a holistic, broader perspective, and to make a case for even vulnerable institutions. When I look in the budget, you gave one orphanage $1,000 as subsidy for the whole year.
What difference does it make? It doesn't make any impact.
And all of this stuff. So the budget period is going to be interesting. I'm going to be asking questions as to why you are projecting a budget of over 700 million, which seems to me
85. That's huge.
Almost 800 million, which seems to me very ambitious. I don't have problem with the budget, the envelope growing, but it's unrealistic. There are some core revenue areas that are not captured in the budget. We're receiving $75 per passenger to and fro through the airport with the health ministry.
It's not
it's a revenue that you can capture, and it's some COVID is not going anywhere soon, so they will be collecting that money every day from the airport. Up to date, they have collected over $6 million. Where is it?
It's not in the budget, Senator.
It's not in the budget. And then you asking me to budget or to appropriate almost $400,000 to the health ministry to administer COVID-19 vaccines. What happened to that money?
You generate from the test at the airport.
Exactly. Then you also asking me to play blind eye to CTN at the Freeport. CTN revenue collected from CTN is not captured in the budget. It's not part of the consolidated. It's not part of the consolidated fund account of the country. Where is it going? Whose pockets are those monies going in? These are the top
question.
Oh yeah, these are the questions I'm going to be asking, and because the budget period, I want you, Harry, to encourage all of us, our people, to pay attention to this budget here. Some of these issues will raise some people, maybe in majority.
Once you raise
Thank
them,
you.
amplify them.
Thank you. So we want our people to pay attention so that when we raise this issue, we stand up to them, stand up for these issues. But yet, if we have a majority that says it's okay for everything to remain as is, well, then it is what the democracy is. But there are several things, several steps I'm going to take, not just talking. Like, for instance, the issue about this controversial 30,000, which has to some extent diminished our voice. Our voice. I have re-evaluated the issue about this 30,000. Why I can justify it. You, Senator Henry Costa, you have one explanation for the 30,000. Representative Walker has his version of the explanation. Senator Dillon has different explanation. That means that money is controversial. I am not going to pass a budget and appropriate over 7 to 8 million US dollars for JFK. And when no beds at JFK, when I ask why no bed, then the public said, but Senator Dillon, shut up, you're 30,000, that 30,000 were bought beds. I would not pass a budget giving fire service over 1 million or plus. And when no fire truck someplace, when I ask why no fire truck, then somebody, your voice is diminished by the 30,000 because the people say that 30,000 could buy everything that's lacking in the country. It diminishes your voice.
It is not realistic, but
exactly. And so I have consulted, I have discussed with my staff, I have consulted with friends, with good people who I seek a counsel and advice from, and I'm not going to shy away, including having a background discussion with you a few days ago. And I have decided that I'm going to make the case publicly about this 30,000. And if it passes, because the majority would see otherwise, I'm going to do complete hands off with it. I'm not even going to say because the majority passes and when it comes, you'll send my own display. Just to say send my own display is an acceptance already. I'm going to totally already reject it.
Senator Dillon, thank you very much. But I'm going to ask you there, for those of you who did not understand it, I understood it crystal clear. As he said, he and I had this conversation a couple of days ago. He told me, he said, Costa, this 30,000 issue has diminished my voice. And I have realized that I've consulted with people and I am not going to be a part of it. So let me ask you again, just for the sake of those who might not have understood you at first when you said it. Are you saying, Senator Dillon, because of the controversy around this 30,000, because like you said, every senator has a varying story or a lawmaker has a different account of what they want to spend it for, therefore it is problematic. Are you saying that you are going to flat out refuse this 30,000? You advocate against it, and if it is passed against your personal approval, you are not going to take it.
But it is simple, Henry. Let me be very outright here, clear cut. If we don't put in place system that can track the usage and accountability of that money, and if we don't put in system where you can access that money on a need basis, so that it can be tracked and properly accounted for, I'm already rejecting it.
Good. So until mechanisms are put in place that bind each lawmaker to what they can spend that money on, how they can account for how they spend that money, you will not take the money.
And it's not for project. If I'm going to hold a town hall meeting,
every fund, essentially.
If I'm going to hold a town hall meeting, say in Atherton, the renter of the town hall, renter of chairs, say sound system, say the entire visit to Atherton will cost $400-500. I can put in for $400-500 in keeping with the budget for going to hold a town hall meeting with the people to explain legislative issue or to engage with them. Then there should be an office at the Senate that is supposed to the processes through, and then an office pay directly to the people from whom you renting the chairs, from whom you rent, and you know that kind of tracking accounting system. If I'm going to do a bill on, for instance, child rights issue, and I'm contracting the expertise of Waka, in studio.
Contracting that bill.
So consulting, his expertise, and I have to compensate for it, but that money should be tracked through, and Waka should be able to receive what he charged me to put that bill together through the system, and the channel put in place at the Senate, not directly from Senator Dillon through that fund. If we cannot put in place a kind of system that can properly track that money, account for it, hands off, and put your pilot on that $30,000 going forward.
Fellow Liberians, there you have it. Senator Dillon has said, if you cannot put in place controls, as the accountants call it, financial control, tracking control, to ensure check and balance, accountability, he will not participate in receiving the $30,000. That's what he said. And he's going to make the case for it. He said, even if it passes, because I expect it will pass, even if it passes, after he has made his case, he will still not take it just because it's passed. Thank you very much, Senator. Let's move on to other things here. One of your colleagues, Prince Johnson, has been sanctioned by the United States government. Even though he makes the argument that the sanction doesn't affect him, which we know is absolute nonsense. You've been a critic of his for a long time. What was your reaction when you heard that he was sanctioned? And of course, you have your ears to the ground. You know that more sanctions are coming. How do you react to these sanctions and the ones that are coming?
Well, it is always an unfortunate or sad thing to rejoice when people or your country is placed under sanction. But then again, if that is the only remedy for accountability to end the culture of impunity, we must courageously welcome it. Prince Johnson, Senator Prince Wild Johnson, is an unrepentant bad person, unrepentant warlord, unrepentant war criminal. And when the country don't have the courage to prosecute people like Prince Johnson, and big powers are doing it for us, all we can do is to appreciate the big powers, encourage them to even do more. So they're doing for us what we have deliberately, as a country and people, failed to do for ourselves. And I wish there would be more of such sanctions on people who have violated the public trust and hurt this country. And I'm not going to be selective here. Even if Senator Dillon drops the ball, betrays the public trust to the extent that it warrants him being placed on a sanction, so be it. The culture of impunity in our country must end.
Good. Thank you, Senator. It would be remiss of me, Senator, if I did not ask you questions about what's happening in your party. Because people are going to be like, well, Costa, what's wrong with you? I mean, Senator Dillon is one of the people way up there in the Liberty Party, one of the top officials. Apart from being an official of the Liberty Party, you cannot speak of the Liberty Party today without mentioning the name Abraham Darius Dillon. He carries huge weight nationally in his party. Senator, what's happening in your party?
Well, it is no secret that Liberty Party is in conflict. We are in crisis. And I won't shy away from saying that we invited this on ourselves, even though not intentional. We were forewarned, we were advised. We saw it otherwise. The current former chairman of Liberty Party, Musa Belete, we thought to treat him as a partisan in good standing with the party. There are people who don't know a lot of background history about Musa and Liberty Party. And they come across as though Musa just joined Liberty Party and hijacked the party with our blessing when Councillor Bronsky died. And it can be true. In early 2016, Musa Belete attempted to vie for the presidency of FIFA. And FIFA internal integrity stuff hooked him. And that was somewhere March, April, May, June in 2016. So that means Musa has already had integrity issue with FIFA by June. August 2016, Musa joined Liberty Party with Councillor Bronskin as stand-up bearer of the party, founding father and vision bearer. 2017, we had our ticket with Councillor Bronskin and Conway, and we branded the ticket as the integrity ticket. Who was the face of the campaign to take Bronskin to the marshal? Who appointed that face? That face was Musa Belete. Councillor Bronskin appointed him. Musa as a partisan, and like we all know, and we don't shy away, brought in a system with huge amount of logistics, practically never seen since the founding of Liberty Party.
Pickups.
Pickups, motorbikes. Councillor Bronsky was alive. In fact, Councillor Bronsky elevated Musa's status because ordinarily a campaign always had campaign chair or campaign manager.
But we saw campaign CEO.
We made him, Councillor Bronsky made him campaign chief executive officer.
Never before seen in Liberia.
Never before. After the election, Musa, Ben, Harrison, Conway did an endorsement in the name of Liberty Party that split the party. Councillor came from out of the country. I was one of the only persons standing behind him when he said, let Musa then go. All we know that not Liberty Party there. That was a huge
video.
Thank you. After 2018, into 2018, Councillor decided to step aside, put the party back together, and leave it with us to run. He took us to Lova County, the Vonjiman Convention. We elected Nyombi Kanga Lawrence as political leader. Councillor presided over the review of Liberty Party constitution, and we created a new layer of the party that never existed before, called the National Advisory Council of the party. Who did Councillor make chairman? Musa Belete. To elevate him in the party. The National Advisory Council of the party is like the Senate that has oversight, or the legislature that has oversight. So the Advisory Council will have oversight.
It's like the board of directors.
Yeah, over the National Executive Committee, chaired by the chairman of the party. And Councillor placed Musa Belete there. So we all saw Musa Belete as partisan. We all saw his elevation into the party by the founding father of the party.
Not by you people. That's
not
true.
by us. So after Councillor passed, peace be to his ashes, Musa came, look, let's put our party together. Let's make our party more vibrant as we go into 2022. And Musa, in our view, was a partisan in good standing. And in Liberty Party, once you are a partisan in good standing, you have the right to rise. And so, yes, people forewarn, or some people advise, Musa is not the man to be chair of Liberty Party.
But you know what people are advising you, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So we thought that if Musa's contribution to the party as a partisan is good, then he's as well good to rise in the party.
I mean, he had already become campaign CEO, chairman of the
National Advisory
Council. Therefore, he could be party chairman.
Exactly. So, yes, we made Musa chair. But we made Musa chair knowing that Liberty Party is a party. When you become chair, you better conduct yourself in keeping with the tradition and the laws of the party, in keeping with the custom of the party, and in keeping with the character of the party. If you don't do so, you will stand to be resisted. You likely stand to be removed when necessary. And so Musa became chairman and decided that he would use a different motive, far removed from our own goal and vision for the party. I mean, generally Liberty Party. And what he started to do, first thing, was to demonstrate his motive by fingering the constitution of the party. So here's the thing, Costa. People say Musa is good to be chairman. Oh yeah, Musa we had the party, and we played that year. We went, we made Musa chairman. So now we coming from Ghana. By the time we had Morel, Musa altered the constitution. How can you come in the public and say, "Oh my boy, oh yeah, they didn't man." So we started. So 1 week after Musa became chairman, we noticed that there was alteration of the constitution.
1 week?
We started 1 week. We started to fight to handle this matter in-house because
it was embarrassing.
It's too embarrassing 1 week after election for the people to say, oh,
I told you so.
Exactly. So it took us 4 to 5 months in-house to get Musa to see reason to correct this so it can come to the public. It's embarrassing. Musa, the people just want oil for you. We said, no, let's give you an opportunity. Maybe you can rebrand. Maybe the poor perception of you is wrong. You could use Liberty Party chairmanship to prove otherwise. 1 week, you prove the poor right, you drop in our faces. Musa go correct the thing. It's wrong. What did Musa do? The Liberty Party constitution says, and is banned in the constitution from the founding of the party. We revised the constitution in Banga 2021 and retain certain heritage of the party. The clause that says the political leader is the leader of the party, the chief representative and chief spokesperson of the party. It is the political leader who, in consultation with the National Executive Committee, that will formulate policies and procedures that will implement the decisions of the National Convention. Now, when we say Musa altered the constitution, some people didn't give us the opportunity or the time to explain the sentiment. And they said that, oh, yeah, you're lying, the man. Oh, he altered no constitution. And Musa knew that he altered the constitution and he said he did not do so. So that is why I said he criminally altered it with a motive. And the motive has been clearly displayed and manifested all over the place by his action. Now, so the Constitution of Liberia says the president will nominate, the Senate will confirm, and then the president will appoint. So in effect, it is the president that is vested with the appointing power.
That's the appointing authority there.
Correct. What Musa did, Musa swapped the function. Instead of the political leader formulating policies and procedures in consultation with the National Executive Committee to implement decisions of the National Convention, he swapped the function into the National Executive Committee that he chairs, that will now craft the policies and procedure in consultation with the political leader to implement decisions of the National Convention. Why did he do so? He did so because he wanted to have the authority to restructure the county leadership so that he can put in people that he can just, get across anytime he wants to. But that function was for the political leader to implement and to craft the policies and procedures that will implement decisions of the convention. What were some of the decisions of the convention? Restructure the county leadership, put in place the manner of due payment and other administrative functioning of the party in keeping with the decisions of the Banga Convention, which is the highest decision-making body of the party. He swapped it to get himself.
So he arrogantly altered himself powers that were reserved for the political leader.
Exactly. So since then, it has been no peace and harmony at the party because we first wanted to ensure that we corrected this, and he insisted. So it came to the public. And then we wrote Election Commission, we have issue with our constitution. That constitution deposited by Martin Kula and Musa Berete was fingered, altered, or authorized. So we are withdrawing it. By the time we wrote, Nyomli Kanga Lawrence wrote as political leader. Musa wrote the Election Commission and said the constitution deposited at Election Commission is correct. So Election Commission said, hey, 2 parties come. That was the first time we went to Election Commission. And then the commission said, when parties have internal issues, the Election Commission is not the first body to settle. You should
You
have
must
internal.
exhaust your internal resolution
Exactly.
mechanism.
Exactly. Then Musa, of course, came to the public. Oh, the election commission through the political leader complained. The political leader did not complain at the election commission. She simply said the election commission we are withdrawing the altered constitution. So fast forward, so we can't waste too much time on this. Based on the rules and regulations of the Elections Commission for internal party mechanism to be utilized to resolve conflict, we had the National Advisory Committee of the party to resolve the issue. We went to Farmington. We had a 10-hour Farmington.
I was about to get to the Farmington Accord.
Correct.
The famous
At that Farmington discussion, the video from the convention was played, and word for word for what we said at the convention was heard by everybody, some of whom did not pay attention at the convention at the time to know who said what word for word.
Wait, hold on. So at the Farmington meeting that Sunday, you all played a video from the January.
I'm hearing some tweaking sound.
Wow.
Don't know what I.
You can he not hear me?
I'm hearing some tweaking sound. I don't know what it's from me.
Oh no, it's not from my end. I don't know where it's coming from.
Okay, let me go up for a few seconds and come in and see how we can adjust it.
Okay, do that.
Okay, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, good.
Okay, great. It's good now. It's very good now. Yeah.
Good. So, Senator Dillon, did you just say at that famous Farmington meeting, which was dramatic, by the way, people didn't expect it. All of a sudden, you guys met and were hugging and kissing, and everything looked like everything was fine.
Yeah. Right.
So, and then the next thing we know, we saw the MOU that was entered into, in which, in a subtle way, in a tactful way, so as not to cast aspersion on Musa basically obliged or admitted to some wrongdoing, and that the constitution that was submitted was going to be withdrawn and corrected, and the corrected version was submitted. So then what happened? Then why did he suddenly change?
Then he became Saul again.
Oh God.
The opportunity given him to transform to Paul, he said that no, being Saul, remaining Saul is better. We went to Farmington, we played the video, and he produced the video. We said, don't play except of this video today. We won't see bit and pieces. Let's play the entire video. That's how we spent 10 hours at Farmington. The different motions, the different debates before the motion, most of which I particularly led, was that we maintain certain heritage of the party while we're making some democratic, expansions. And it was clearly stated that the only thing we were going to remove from the 2015 Constitution was that authority granted to political leader or standard bearer of the party to dissolve the National Executive Committee at will. In our view, that was an immense power understandably given to Councillor Bruskin as founding father of the party. But as we are transitioning and trying to liberalize the party democratically, we're taking that back. So we invest so much overwhelming power into one person who could be political leader or standard bearer one day and not have the leadership, tolerance, and attitude of Bruskin, who just use that clause and who disagree with one executive. Imagine if nobody had that power now. Imagine if nobody had that power. She would just use it to dissolve this executive committee that Musa is messing the party with. So we withdrew that. And we said the political leader will also take other such measures as may deem in the best interest of the party. That is open to interpretation, though. But Musa went and swapped it. So at Farmington, we played the video. Now, when we played the video that he brought, at that hearing or accord at Farmington, I was laughing at Musa. I said, Musa, in the practice of law, in the court of law, this video is your witness. But when you bring your witness and your witness testify against you under the law, we call it hostile witness. I said this video, which is your witness, is a hostile witness because this video has exposed you even more. It has told the truth. That video with everybody, including Harrison Conway, Deborah Allen, who is the chair of the Advisory Council, Clarice Jar, Jacob Smith, and you name it, all of us, there was no way around it. Musa was caught red-handed. And that is why he signed the MOU saying that these are the exact wordings that should be contained.
Hold on now, Senator. So that video is what made, because look, I'm still wondering. Look, let me tell you something. I have been wondering since that day why Musa made that concession. Because Musa was like this, hostile. Then he suddenly went like this.
Right.
So that video was what caused the turnaround?
Right. So when the video exposed everything, we did a very nice piece of MOU document. One of the things Musa asked us not to do, we shouldn't come and say the document was altered. We should just say it was corrected, and we should not say we will join it. We should say we resubmitting.
Now that's the compromise part then now.
Exactly. We wanted to resolve this. Exactly. We wanted to resolve this issue. And we even signed a document saying from the Farmington conclusion, none of us should be in the public, antagonistic and in a hostile manner. And, let's resolve it. Let's work all together. Let's take pictures. Let the people see that we have found a resolution. That's why you saw all those photos coming under there. We made every human attempt to resolve this matter, to put Liberty Party back on this footing. We refused to come back in the public to say the document was altered. We did not come in the public to say we wanted to withdraw. And that was October 2. It didn't, Musa refused to cooperate for us to withdraw the altered document.
After he signed the MOU.
After he signed the MOU, he still proceeded the way he was proceeding. It took up to November 15 for the political leader to attach the resolution of the matter, the MOU and Senator Elections Commission, to say, hey, you told us, in keeping with your regulation, we should resolve this matter internally.
And the matter has been resolved?
And the matter has been resolved. Here is the evidence, here's the proof, the Farmington MOU. And so we are withdrawing the constitution that is deposited that does not reflect the view of Liberty Party Convention, and we submit what is reflected as the view of Liberty Party.
Why is NEC not accepting that? Because clearly they are not.
No, it's not Elections Commission, it's Tipler Reeves.
But why? Tipler Reeves is the co-chairperson of NEC.
The Supreme Court has ruled before. If you saw our communications sent to Elections Commission, Tipler Reeves committed a political, deliberate, ignorant, reversible error. And the reason I say so is because the Supreme Court says when the hearing officer at the Elections Commission holds a hearing, he alone can render a judgment. If a party is discontent, that party can take an appeal to the board, which is the highest decision-making body of the commission. If the Political Affairs Office took a decision, the Political Affairs Office can take it alone. And if you are not satisfied, you take appeal before the board. When the board is to speak as the commission, it must be signed by all or majority, not by one person. The Harrison Conway versus Election Commission case of 2017, under the Supreme Court opinion, when Tipler Reeves spoke in the name of the commission, it was a deliberate, ignorant, political, emotional, sentimental, reversible error committed by Tipler Reeves for two reasons. The co-chairman of the commission cannot speak for the commission in the name of the commission. It must be the board. Administratively, the chairman speaks for the commission. When the chairman is not around, the co-chair becomes acting chair.
But where was the chairman? Where was the chairman?
The chairman was out of the country. There were other commissioners in the country. Tipler Reeves should have sought counsel form other commissioners, and it should have been signed by majority of the members of the board so that it can be the decision of the board of commissioners at the elections commission. The fact that Tipla Reeves alone did that, she did that on her own politically. You can all understand Musa infiltration along with other political interplay. But there was an interesting thing coming out of Tipla Reeves' letter.
What is that?
Thank you. You know, most time I take pride in being the document integrator. Reading with good comprehension. Tipla Reeves' letter quotes the Election Commission guidelines to say when a party official deposits party document at Elections Commission, those documents, or if it is one document, that document is presumed to be true until it is challenged properly or amended.
No, she did say that. I read that part.
Correct. It is presumed. So
as long as it is not challenged, it is the document that the party has.
Correct. And the fact that it was challenged, if you read Tipla Reeves' letter again, Tipla Reeves said they are far sure that our internal resolution had not been done. But she exposed her failure to ask her departments at the commission as to whether we have submitted, because we have submitted the Farmington
MOU. So prior to Tipla's letter,
right?
Had you, the Liberty Party, had you already, under the signature of Youngly, submitted a letter, a cover letter, and the Farmington Accord, or the Farmington
November 15. November 15.
You submitted that several weeks
we submitted that Election Commission officially acknowledged receipt. And when you submit a document like that for informational purposes, the Election Commission don't write you formally to say we received it. They note it. Right? So almost 3 weeks after that Farmington resolution MOU was submitted at NEC with information that we would join the authored constitution, NEC did not reply because NEC did not need to reply. It was informational. So Liberty Party did not have a constitution at NEC between that time and was submitting the true reflection of Banga constitution. And then Tipla Reeves went and wrote and said, as far as we know, you're feeling here, we see nothing, send your letter from here in June. So as far as we know, the document I here submitted by Musa is still presumed to be the true and correct version. She only exposed.
But listen, Senator, why didn't she check with her people, with the relevant department to find out, has there been any challenge filed? Has there been anything done before writing that letter? So she clearly didn't do her internal due diligence.
She did. She was politically. She was politically persuaded. She was politically persuaded to act. That is why she signed as co-chair. She dared not sign as acting chair, even with the chairman or the bailiwick of the Republic of Liberia.
And she was acting, but she did not sign as acting.
She did not sign as acting chair. She signed as co-chair. Because to sign as acting chair, that means you have had to have majority of the members of the board signing. And the fact that she signed as a co-chair, it means she signed in her own name and not in the name of the commission. That is why we got our lawyers to challenge it. That was a deliberate, ignorant, reversible error committed.
And where are we with that?
Yeah, there's hearing before the board to reverse that nonsense that Tipla Reeves did. Now, you notice something interesting too? When Tipla did that communication, it was deliberate to allow Musa the 3 hours he wanted with a few persons to say the endorsing comments. Because I was all about, we just want something in a letter so we can do our nonsense, right? What can a good leader know what can a good leader know your party that you chair is in crisis, even for political endorsement? And you insist that you don't have time for the crisis, you will go ahead with your motive.
But what kind of good leader who want to be president would accept a political endorsement from a party in crisis?
I will even come to that. So,
and then people say he's a leader.
After Tigla Reeves did that to give Musa an opening, we went to the court and secured a writ, an injunction. You saw the copy of the writ or injunction, right?
Yeah. No, I have not seen
Good.
the writ of injunction.
You saw the copy of the writ of injunction that we filed
Yes, I
against
saw the one LP. Yeah, the injunction you got on the
the
convention.
one. Yeah, good. Have you seen any court document lifting that injunction?
I have not seen it. I only heard.
Because there is no such thing.
So wait, hold on, my man. Just wait.
But
What
Senator, they went on with the convention. So if there was no,
we saw the injunction that was granted by the court, putting a hold on the convention. Convention cannot happen.
Correct.
But the purported document that lifted that injunction, I have not seen. To be honest,
nobody has seen it. Nobody has seen it. It was just a
on Facebook. Why we can see Musa on?
Because it does not exist. It doesn't exist. So Musa now goes to hold his book of,
so you mean the board not get no document to say the injunction is lifted, yet the board proceeded to have convention?
No, sometimes people can misconstrue recklessness for bravery. Bravery does not mean you should be reckless. Musa is just reckless. He's not brave because bravery is courage.
Of course, you know.
Bravery is courage to do, especially the right thing. When you're doing something, bravery is courage to do the right thing. It's not recklessness is different from bravery. It may be some, or people think when you're reckless, you're brave.
When la premier say you're brave, you know what I mean, man.
I know, right? So Musa has done almost everything illegally. Musa gets to the public, get 9 or 10% on an executive committee that comprises of about 31%. He gets about 9-10%, and he put up press releases in the name of Liberty Party National Executive Committee. And he has gained this public perception that he was in absolute control of the party.
How many executive committee members does the LP have? How many of you are there?
We are the Liberty Party National Executive Committee comprises of 31 persons.
Okay, whenever Musa issues is, I will ask Bwaga this question. Bwaga, you heard Senator DeLong. The executive committee comprises 31 persons. Whenever, have you seen any one of the statements that Musa issues, so-called purported executive committee decisions? Have you seen any one of them, Bwaga? Okay, you haven't. But for those of you who have seen it, normally there are about 10, 11, 12 people.
11, yeah.
Just around 11. That's his usual number there. That is normal. They say any number can win. Musa won a number there. How is it that 11 people consistently project and present themselves as the majority of your 31-member executive committee?
And the reason he won this public perception is because part of our tradition at Liberty Party is not to be in the public all the time with our internal issues. So a king across that Musa was in charge. So we are where we are. We are at a full.
Where do we go from here?
Because we're taking charge. We're taking charge of Liberty Party. The convention that brought Musa to the chairmanship has been nullified appropriately, not by the political leader as political leader, but by the party internal mechanism. A complaint was filed properly by Emmanuel Zango before the Elections Commission. Elections Commission said similarly, go in-house and do your internal conflict resolution mechanism. Investigation was had, and the lawyer and the panel investigating Zango's complaint have demonstrated proof that the convention did not meet the means and bounds of the Constitution of Liberty Party, and so it has been declared null and void. Steve Zago, Liberty Party has returned to status quo ante. Steve Zago is chairman of the party, and we are moving ahead. Musa has a very beautiful building on 19th Street. He can be walking with that building and a few hundred people who still believe that Cummings bringing some $5 million for him to dish up. We, Liberty Party, the people, will take charge of the party.
let's talk about the $5 million here because I've heard about it. I heard that Cummings offered them $5 million. That Musa stood up in a executive committee meeting sometime last year and made case that if you all go Cummings' way, $5 million would be brought and distributed. And I'm told that's where all the issues started. But somebody told me that he promised those guys when they went up there for their so-called convention to endorse Cummings, that he was going to give each of them 50,000, including your former COS, Martin Kola. Now I'm told that he said the money was in town. So when they take the decision, they will come to Monrovia and then he will give the money. Then they have returned to town, and I'm told that he has not given them the 50,000 per person. What is going on?
Okay.
Have you heard that? I've heard that, geez.
Let me respond this way. Since they came from Ganta and did that bogus nonsense, have you heard Musa Ho at a National Executive Committee and issue statement in the name of Liberty Party?
But they say, man, they the rebel fighter.
Well, that should answer your question. Musa attempted to hold one executive committee meeting in the last few days. He and 2 persons attended that meeting.
But all of them are either way. Folks, that's a serious matter. But we're gonna play for all of it. Your man promised more money. Is that let it does come in, we'll go to Maria, the money in time. The person, all right, no problem. They say the kingdom of Maria, the money not there. Saying the kingdom, how long was it again? Senator? About a month ago?
More than 3 weeks to a month now.
So 3 weeks now, the multi-millionaire come and say looking for the money to get it.
So maybe Musa lied on Cummings because I don't want to think it could be true. I don't want to think Cummings promised Musa any damn $5 million. Musa has demonstrated to me that he's an agent of the current regime. His role was to help to destabilize CPP, using poor Alexander Cummings as a conduit or alibi. Unfortunately, Mr. Cummings fell for it and enhanced Musa's motive and nonsense. Because if I were Cummings, I'm coming, Chief. If I were Cummings, I would not enhance Musa. I wouldn't do so. Because you can see a constituent party in crisis and you think it is fatherly or leadership to deal with the chairman of the party enhancing the disrespect and undermining of the political leader. Cummings would not want Daniel Nathan to do that to him. If Daniel Nathan was disrespecting Cummings and obeying everything that Bwaka says, Cummings would not want it. If Cummings has said, I'm not aware that Bwaka is coming to ANC headquarters, and Daniel Nathan insists that Bwaka should come, Cummings would not feel good. So I thought Cummings demonstrated poor and bad leadership. He enhanced this nonsense that's happening in Liberty Party and CPP, and he should pay for it.
Now, let me say something to you. So we have a situation here where clearly some of us know who Musa really works for. Musa works for the government, and Cummings is just, as they say, Bwaga, what's that saying? You are the Mandingo mayor. They can say what? Mandingo drummer. And one person can hold it on their neck.
The other person beating it.
Yeah. so Cummings are the Mandingo drum. They got a drum too heavy, so the person who beating the drum cannot hold the drum. So they got to look for somebody to put it on. But
let me just ask the senator on the issue about stability. The image of the party is already out there and it's not good. Where are you guys now? Because we have to conclude on the 2023 it just read next door. Where are you guys on the particular issue of stability?
Between now and March, Liberty Party will have a whole new footing going forward and putting the Musa ability nonsense era behind us. And that's what I can say. Liberty Party is in crisis. We are trying to handle this crisis to move ahead. And Musa ability will not continue to be a distraction going forward. Musa has shown his hand. Musa is an operative of this government. Unfortunately, Cummings fell for it. I don't feel for Cummings because he's not a child. He should have known that he was enhancing a crisis in a constituent party under umbrella of the collaboration. I
They
thought
yes,
good
you hear
leadership.
talking about CPP unity. And you
I
are
thought
there propagating trouble in another party,
I thought
promoting it, financing
you
it.
you go into a party headquarters and your colleague, your political leader colleague, your partner, your counterpart
Yeah.
says, I'm not aware you come into my house. And you insist that you go in there. And you see why it brought about. Then you say you're going back there for a loan program. No courtesy to ask your colleague, your counterpart to say, I'm coming to your headquarters, your chairman invited me. Are you aware or can you be there? That's harmonious relationship building. But when you insist that you will enhance the crisis in another party, you have demonstrated poor leadership. And when you talk it, some friends in ANC say you are demonstrating ingratitude to Mr. Cummings because he supported you. Look, I'm grateful for the support of everybody, but even just because somebody feeding you gave them no right to come violate your wife in your house, and you think it's okay to shut up.
Exactly.
But Senator Delom,
So I'm coming. If any of my colleagues or if any ANC person on this podcast or anytime thinks I am showing ingratitude to Cummings, it's up to you to determine. Cummings has demonstrated poor, bad, cowardly leadership, and he must be called up for it.
Mr. Brete point on the issue about Mr. Cummings going to the Liberty Party HQ was that we are into a collaboration and we can give our political party headquarters to our partners, our friends that we are into collaboration with to do anything they feel they're doing. So that's why he opened up to Mr. Cummings and invited him to come and have
easy. Musa, as chairman at the time, had a right to invite people. He's the chair of the party. He was at the time. The person being invited should have sense enough to know that issues at this party, or I have my counterpart, and she's or he is the head of this institution. Let me ask whether they know that I have been invited. Like common sense demonstrates good leadership. It displays and manifests good leadership. If they fail to do that, you know there's crisis here, and you enhancing the crisis by doing nonsense, and they expect somebody to clap for you because you were one of those who showed them support during the election. All the nonsense folks from ANC, they were beating on Liberty Party. In fact, my political capital dropped on the altar of the election of Musa Belete when ANC people said Liberty Party has elected a crook and an international indictee. When I said let's give Saul an opportunity to transform to Paul, because if we want to change this country, people should be giving a second look. You see me here? I'm not an Indian. My political capital and trustworthiness dropped in this country as a result of my support for Ellen from 2011.
Very much so.
This country gave me a second chance opportunity to believe me again. If we want to change this country, we cannot keep beating people because they're bad. We're in a country where if you buy, you realize you buy, you want change. Then they say, when you realize that, why now? They say, if you buy, remain bad. If you want to change the country, we beat you until you remain bad. And then you will try to be good. They're not satisfied. They will beat you until you be bad. So as you use it as the justification to say, hey man, all bad now, yeah, all bad. The country, no, what kind of country is that? Even if you were bad and you attempt to change, the country resists you.
They say when you realize
the country discourages you. When you realize that, why now? Why are you watching now? So they fought that this country, and prayed to God, and I fought, and God favored with His grace to plant in the people's hearts.
Piece that you wrote when you withdrew your support from the Ellen folks, that they show we read it on. You remember that piece you sent to me?
Right.
Back
you understand? So I said, God, please restore favor and grace upon me and let people love me again and believe me again. Give me a second chance. And the country gave me a second chance. Am I too perfect? Am I perfect at it? No, because I'm a human being. Am I trying I'm not trying to uphold what I committed to the people. I'm trying because I mean well. I'm not trying to appeal to sentiment here. But when we gave Musa an opportunity to to disprove maybe a perception. Maybe Musa is a good guy. Maybe the public just see him differently. Maybe Labour Party chairmanship now will give him an opportunity to prove to the public or those who have the perception of him to be a crook. Maybe this place will give him an opportunity to prove otherwise. And then he decided that, I said, let's give Saul the opportunity to transform to Paul. We need more Sauls changing to Paul in this country. But because Saul insisted that he won't remain Saul, it doesn't mean we can give other Sauls opportunity to change to Paul. Today, with all the things Satan has done, if Satan repents today, God will forgive him.
But you know, I went to church on Sunday, and the pastor preached on Saul becoming Paul, and Saul was a Pharisee. Saul was a Pharisee, and the Pharisees were a tribe that were vehemently against Jesus Christ.
Right.
And Jesus Christ told Saul, who used to persecute Christians and murder them, and at the end of the day, Saul became Paul, and Paul wrote the epistles. He was a great apostle of Christ, and he wrote all the books in the New Testament.
Correct.
So Jesus Christ used Paul, but they all saw they refused to teach the Paul.
He just refused. They like to be Saul, so we're keeping being Saul.
No, but they say in the street also says that is because Mr. Berete now going the way that Mr. Dillon and Senator Yombly want him to go, so that's why he still become you guys are that way.
No, you don't get it. Look, let me tell you something.
We apologize that we have a little bit of internet connection problem with the senator.
Yeah.
Once we get him back.
Oh, I thought we had internet problem, Jenna.
Yeah, we certainly did. But you are okay now. You can proceed. Now your internet.
Are we on?
Yeah, yeah, on, Senator. Now your internet was giving problem, but you are okay now. Proceed. We want to take a few calls before we take leave of you. Just 5 calls. Are you back with us, Senator?
Yeah, I thought we had internet problem. Are we on?
Yeah, no, you did have internet trouble, but you are back now. You are okay.
Great. So let me just conclude in a few minutes, a minute or so you can start to take your calls.
Yeah.
Senator Dillon, Darius Dillon, a product of CPP, will never deliberately undermine the growth of CPP. The issue at Liberty Party today is not because we disagree with Cummins heading the CPP ticket. The issue at Liberty Party today is our full knowledge of the fact that Musa is an agent of the administration to undermine CPP's unity and growth using some flimsy support to Cummins as an alibi. It makes sense to anybody to believe that, oh, but the man supporting Cummins and Cummins is in CPP. That support is not to Cummins. It's the plot to sow seed of discord and destabilize the CPP to give the CDC a second term opportunity. And at my level, knowing what I know, I wasn't going to sit to do it. And when Musa was recklessly running this party the way he was doing it, I needed to send, you don't forget, including everybody, including some of my parties in the say, every day they used to say that Dillon and Yombly the cause Musa doing this. Dillon and Yombly the cause. I wanted to tell Musa
he said that too.
Yeah, I wanted to send a message to Musa that there's something they call political cash versus political capital in politics. Political cash is when everywhere you go, you got to spend money before you get 1 or 2 persons with you. Political capital is when you just call, the people come. I want to tell Musa that we have political capital by the grace of God. I simply said, I'm leaning toward Bwaka to wreck Musa's reckless speed that he was taking to wreck Liberty Party and CPP, giving ANC some flimsy belief that he's supporting Cummings. The time is coming soon. The same way ANC people used to tell, and we told you not to put Musa on the party today, Musa is injured to them. The same way the time coming, we remind them, we tell you about Musa, because they will be crying soon. So when they detect and know for a fact that Musa is an agent against.
But they know, but you know, they know now that Musa works for the government. But here's the thing. The same way your phone out and your when you're after you're making chairman and you got embarrassed when you started playing Diriba very soon and you're like, we get only one in the public our own devil dress. Now how they know you? They know that they're man.
They know. Yeah.
But thank you so much.
So
we're gonna take
Cause I get 2 questions for Senator Dillon. Then we can go.
But then when will we take the calls?
I beg you, please.
Ask your 2 questions quickly, please. So we can take calls.
Yeah, Senator Dillon, yesterday on a local radio station, you express your frustration all the way the CPP is being carried on the issue about now working together and allowing President Weah to go in a studio to do more songs. They are not putting the government feet to fire. I just want you to speak on that issue. And the second thing, if Mr. Belletti were given a chance, or like he's supporting Mr. Alexander Cummings now, do you think there's a specific county that Mr. Belletti can deliver to the ANC?
We're gonna think, I don't know. Belletti can't even deliver your house. Let it out in
specific county.
Don't
know the answer to that question.
I don't need to roll over CPP collectively and those of us generally in the legislature. We didn't do good as CPP. The whole of 2021 was CPP first against CPP, CPP against CPP. CPP was more opposition to CPP than focusing on the excesses of the government.
Can I say something to you, Senator? I always say this to people. A lot of people accuse us, me more so than most people, that we are the cause for CPP to be in trouble. But you know who the real cause? The people who won't be president, who have not managed to sit down to come to one understanding.
Correct.
The two real troublemakers in CPP, the two people who won't run for president, that they didn't want. The other people, the other 2 people who are not running for president, they are second. But because the 2 top people who have not sat down to come to one understanding, working with their 2 other partners, that's where the trouble coming from. What are you making that the truth?
So the thing I can take from there is that it is true. I am more convinced over the saying that man proposes and God disposes.
True.
Ordinarily, generally, we human opposition, CPP people, ordinarily, we have proposed out of sentiment or our belief that a Boyka Cummings ticket was a walk in the park. That's what we proposed. With all that is happening, I'm convinced that God disposed of that ticket. So the ticket for CPP or opposition will be formed according to God's will before 2023.
You know, Senator Dillon, let me say something there. You know, you just said something. Let me tell you something, folks. Y'all listen to this. What Dillon just said. There was a time when almost everybody, or the majority of our supporters, said the ticket should be Boakai and Cummings.
Correct.
Uriel, Yumlio, they were nowhere near talking about being VP. Let's be honest.
Correct.
That was the truth. Not even Costa with all the propaganda. If I was against such a ticket, could come out and say it's a bad ticket. I could not. There was a time overwhelmingly that what the people wanted. But then something just happened. Because that's what you all, most of the people were proposing.
Correct.
Boakai coming, that's what the people are proposing. But then something just happened, like God said, that's not the ticket I want.
Correct.
And then coming just started with all the honor money, supporting they doing that war, doing that war, doing that war. They say when God, there's a Bible verse, somebody will help me. They say God can confound the wise. He can confuse them, make them stupid. Well, it is not his will. So this was not God's will. And it's interesting that Dylan mentioned that because I've had this conversation with many people. So today now it is totally impossible because God did not want that ticket. But anyway, Senator, thank you so much. Let's take 5 calls and then we'll take leave of Senator Darius Dillon. 5 calls.
All right. So the phone lines are open 0770-102-102, 886-010-383. The WhatsApp number is +231 888
Okay. You can call in and participate.
That will take our first caller on this line this morning. Good morning. I don't know. I'm trying to get you. Let's see if we can.
Why are you holding your phone in your hand? Yeah, I thought you got bigger mixer and all that kind of stuff. What's going on?
I think this person. Good morning.
Good morning, Baka. Yeah. Good morning, Baka, and good morning to the Honorable Senator Dillon and Henry Petro Costa. This is DJ Lumet.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Let me say thank God for you appearing this morning on the show, Senator, and thank God that you have released our minds from this thing that's happening within the Liberty Party, because some of us were very, very confused. But thank God you are making clear. And Mr. Ability, what you plan to do to make Liberty Party out of Nima County, because you got Harrison Conway, you got a Secretary General, and you yourself from Nima. You wanted to take our party from the Basso base and move it to Nima base. But God exposed you. Thank you, the light. May God continue to bless you people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Amen. Thank you.
We'll take more calls. Let's come back and see if we can get a person on. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, brother.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, I'm Timothy Smith calling from San Francisco. Good morning, Jerome. Senator Jerome.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much. You and Costa, I really appreciate you so much for everything you're saying. But, you know, I will always support you, Jerome, because you always speak from our heart. Thank you for saying that everything that's going on at CTV at the right. And we are still supporting you, but we make sure that we not give the country to President. We are, because we know most ability in operating with President. We are. I just want to say, Costa, thank you. Thank you so much, Henry Costa, and thank you, Adelon. We say support you, and we say stand with you, because we're going to lay ourselves down 2023. Yeah, but the choice we make. Right now, we're going to make some decisions that our children future last in the decision we make. And so, I want you to look at GFA Hospital. That place, they bring out about 1-2 months now. They fence with GFA Hospital. Please, you have to call it. Yeah, tell me the GFA Hospital. Almost 2 months that fence break down. Nobody want to look at it. Everything the president party and everybody party there. And it is wrong.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Timothy. Thank you.
And the elevator not working there. When you're looking at the budget, Senator, you must look at when the elevator at the hospital has not been working for months.
Wow.
That take the person the WhatsApp number. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, brother. Good morning, Senator Dillon. I speak to you from Kigali. We want Ramsey Lorenzo Wilson Bayou.
Welcome.
Senator Dillon,
good morning.
You explained to the Liberian that the problem that in CPP is the issue of Musa Berede and Zena Kumis. You know, God has exposed to all the two leaders of the CPP. Now that all followers of the CPP are looking up to Mr. Ambassador Boaka and Senator Nobi Kanka Lauren to be the two faces of the CPP. So thank you very much. And that Boaka convention, I was there. When others, Liberty partisans were crying, oh, Senator Dillon and Senator Lawrence, why have you brought Mr. Brady to lead our party? You know, I'm a partisan of the Liberty Party. And when most of our partisans were crying, and I think Senator Dillon and Senator Lawrence said we gave him the opportunity to transform his name.
Okay.
Not the way he sees himself to appear into the public, but we gave him the opportunity to transform himself from Saul to Paul.
All right.
So that opportunity he used it already. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's take more calls there. But we'll take 3 more calls and we'll call it a day. Our time is up.
All right, let's take
We've been here long enough.
Mohammed, good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, guys, and good morning to your Aaron Curtis, and good morning to the audio.
Good
My name
morning.
is Mon, and I call from. Senator, I want to know what really necessitated the convention in Ghana. It is because of the Chicago Washington up to the past that what you go for smart convention in Ghana. Thank you.
All right, let's
Thank
take
you.
another from this line here quickly. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, your name, where you joining us from?
Thank you very much. Let me say good morning to the undefeatable threat of Heaven Petro Costa. Good morning to the hardworking professional co-host of Boga Kamara. And good morning to the People's Senator A.B. Dallas DeLong. For the recognition, I'm Puka Robert, and I join you this morning for a new destination. Good morning, my Senator.
Good morning, Boga.
You said it well, and you couldn't have said it like the way you said it. Mutability, actually, many of all we are cognizant of the fact that he is not working for Kumi, or actually Kumi is now cognizant to understand like all of. So his proposal is the operative of the government. We know that one for a fact. So we just want, we say if your left hand is the obstacle to go to heaven, and you know very well that without left hand you will not go to heaven when it's the obstacle you cut it off. So if the citizen success is mutability, which of course he is not willing to achieve a part of so. If he is CPP and he is the ultimate of CPP program, let he be cut off and let he be moved from. So let we move this step from CPP. For some of us, actually, as a senator, we really, 100% sure that our people will give us second chance because we are willing and we are 100% prepared to achieve for South to poor.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's take the last caller, Nolai Kamara. Let's see if we can have Nolai.
That's the last caller. Then we'll come to Senator Dylan to close up.
Let's take Nolai Kamara. Nolai, good morning. Welcome back to Liberia, my man.
Oh, the man back from Guinea?
Yeah, welcome.
Pedro.
Welcome.
And good morning to your studio guest, Honorable Dara. You know.
Good morning.
I just want to ask a question. I only got a question for what are we going to change there? Because I hear you saying that the USA party another match. The party will get the party. What are they change the USA party or the continue to the party? That's my question.
I didn't get the question. Can you repeat it, Boga?
I don't get the question. You said what?
I said. Senator, they don't care for another match. They're going to take the already taken a decision. They will give that they want to party at a point. They're going to phone another party. I know they want to phone another party.
His line is bad. He wants to know what kind of action would they take in March, Senator. That's what Lawley wants to know. But we're going to come back to Senator Dillon to close up. Our time is up. Senator, thank you very much for coming on this morning. And you've covered a lot of ground. We'll talk about, what you will do in the Senate in the new year. And also, the whole went back into the whole Liberty Party issue. You had sufficient time, largely uninterrupted, to really speak to this matter because it was very important. And many thousands, tens of thousands of people, are going to listen and watch across our 6 different platforms. But we want to thank you so much for coming on. So let's give you the opportunity to close up.
Thank you. So Lolai wants to know what we'll do at Liberty Party between now and March.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that. Lolai, that's a decent. Why business you get to want to know what we'll do at Liberty Party?
I mean, an inactive sedition.
Well, you can't take it out of him. Lola, there's a point that when they call in January, you say, Joe, we are the best thing.
Yes,
but I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Henry and Waka, for the invitation. I think I should do this more often on this platform. I dropped the ball in 2021 with my regular interaction with my people on my podcast. I want to improve on that going into 2022. I like to state on this platform that since I became senator a little over 2 years, I spoke to President Weah the first time yesterday. We had about 10, 15 minutes conversation on issues.
In person or on the phone?
On the phone. He
Okay.
spoke to me through the pro tem. I was in the pro tem office and we talked on the phone. We spoke to national issues. And I think it's a good way to start as national leaders. We should not be antagonistic. It does not mean that Dillon is not the voice and the critical opposition. So that you can hear, meaning the public, hear that Dillon, sometimes we want to be careful starting these conversations before they say, oh, people can talk in a day, then in a night they can't call the president. Yeah,
I hope people can stigmatize everything.
Yeah, right. So I'm telling you that I spoke to the president for the first time since I became senator a little over 2 years ago. We committed to work for peace. We committed to keep the country stable. We committed to cooperate in the best interest. But you know me, I don't need to say, I was bold with the president that my role as a lawmaker is to check and balance. If the cooperation which we have is for us to be thinking and saying everything is okay, then coming out of it. And so you're going to see more of me, more of us, a better Dillon, and we will be more listening to our people, and we will take always their concerns into consideration. We wish CPP have held. Between now, February, March, if CPP continue to be opposition to CPP, then dissolve the thing and let's do something better. We went to Ganta in 2016. Almost all of the relevant opposition political parties in this country went to Ganta, signed a Ganta declaration to hold together against Unity Party. And not more than a week after we left Ganta, the accord started to fall apart. George Weah and CDC found a way out of there, formed a collaboration with MPP and LPDP, and they had a definitive issues on the table to say the coalition here, we are doing this, you doing that, you doing this, you doing that, and the parties agreed to sign it, and today they are the ruling coalition. So again, man disposes, man proposes, God disposes. We try to get the CPP to work. The CPP doesn't seem to be working. Early in 2021, I have said only CPP can defeat CPP. A vibrant CPP makes CDC a former party already. But it has proven true that CPP has defeated CPP already. And going into 2022, into election year 2023, we cannot continue to be opposition, antagonistic, and bitter toward one another under one umbrella and say we are collaborating. Dissolve it, and let's go to our ways, and let the coalition of the willing be formed. So we know who we're targeting, who are our opponents, who we're supposed to be looking at as our ally. I want to thank you. 2022 is here. Look at the Senate, especially during this budget hearing. Look at the Senate. These hearings will be made public. Follow and don't be told. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Senator Dillon. We're glad to have you or to have had you. And Happy New Year again to you. And
thank you, my brother.
We'll be following issues on Capitol Hill. Well, folks, this is how we like to bring this to an end. A few days ago, Robert Biden launched his book called Wisdom is Wealth. That book is now on Amazon. You can find it, Robert Biden. His last name is spelled Kpadeh, Robert Biden. The book is there on Amazon. It's called Wisdom is Wealth. Wisdom is Wealth. Go on Amazon. You can find the book there. You can buy it. You can order it. Thank you so much. God bless you. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, 7:30 a.m. to when we sign out or sign off. Waka, have yourself is George, did you just send me a screenshot that they think is there on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah.
All right, but why didn't I see it? Oh, you just post that agent and you took the screenshot, you sent it to me. Okay. All right, gentlemen, I see you. Bye-bye.